significant appointment. John Whittingdale, former chairman of the Culture Select Committee, the man who put Murdoch through the mill, he gets the top job in charge of the Culture Department as Culture Secretary, taking over from Sajid Javid, and that may mean tough times ahead for Auntie Beeb, because he's had some pretty strong language to say about the Beeb and the future of the licence fee. Last but not least, we saw first thing this morning a big floppy blob of blonde hair coming along Downing Street. Boris Johnson got off his bike, walked up. He doesn't get a job in cabinet, but he does get a job in the political cabinet. Translated into English, that means he doesn't get to run a government department, at least not while he remains Mayor of London, but he will have a role at the top table of the Tory party, advising, liaising, discussing with Messrs Cameron and Osborne strategy and politics. So half a dozen so far, more to come, I think, once Mr Cameron has finished his speech to the backbenchers.
David Cameron is going to be able to offer them in terms of winning powers back from Europe. Now, he's already talked, of course, about some of those issues, about making it much harder for EU migrants to claim benefits here.
This is an interesting one. John Whittingdale, the vice chair of the 1922 committee, who the Prime Minister is with right now, so a nod to the backbenchers. He's the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport now, formerly the chair of the Parliamentary Select Committee for that department, and some fairly strident views on the licence fee. So important this for the BBC. Charter renewal coming up in 2 years' time. Last year, he said the licence fee was worse than poll tax and unsustainable in the long term.
John Whittingdale, a lot of raised eyebrows at this one. He has been the chairman of the Culture Committee, so absolutely knows his brief back to front. He's now going to be the new Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, and once said that the BBC licence fee was worse than the poll tax. So a lot of people wondering what might happen there, especially with the charter for the BBC up for renewal in the next couple of years.